Dear students, welcome to our class on weather forecasting for agriculture 17th lecture. Here in this class we are going to understand and study the multi-hazard early warning system. Multi-hazard early warning system. See, this is one of the major innovations or interventions in the India Meteorological Department, wherein hazards. Of course, here I would like to impress upon all my beloved students that I wrote a book on principles and practices of agricultural disaster management. It was published by Book Syndicate Publishers, Koti, Hyderabad. Once again, I would like to repeat principles and practices of agricultural disaster management. It took almost 15 long years for me to write that book, Agricultural Disaster, wherein I have classified disasters starting from indigenous knowledge on the disasters. From there onwards to cyclones, floods, drought, all these things I have covered extensively. As far as the standard operational procedure, SOP we call it as, is concerned, it is the responsibility in the country given by Ministry of Earth Sciences to the India Meteorological Department. Standard operation procedure for disasters, weather related disasters. Here early warning systems for multi hazards. So what is meant by multi hazards? Hazards, as I said, so many hazards are there, starting from the heat waves, cold waves, squall, and cyclones, this fog, whatnot. All these things they play havoc not only in the public life, even in agriculture. Here, agriculture means crops, animals, fisheries, whatnot, plantation crops, etc. Here. So in this class, we try to understand what is the SOP, standard operational procedure for multi-hazards. How India Meteorological Department is doing a wonderful service. That's what we are going to understand. In the beginning, in the introduction, I would like to share with you some very good statistics. Please take a pen and a paper, write. Please take a paper and pen, write. Some bits would come here, in the introduction, some statistics I would like to share with you. Please write the first one. 59% of land mass, 59% of land mass of India is prone to earthquakes of medium and major earthquakes. Now 59% of the India's earth mass. Now second important thing, over 40 million hectares. Please write over 40 million hectares. That means approximately 12% of India's land mass is prone to floods and river erosion. Floods and river erosion. The third one, please write 5,700 kilometers. 5,700 kilometers out of 7,500 kilometers long coastline is prone to cyclones and tsunamis. 5,700 kilometers of coastline of India is prone to cyclones and tsunamis. Now, next one, please write 68% of cultivable area. 68% of cultivable area is prone to droughts. So these are the basic statistics I would like to share with you. In addition to that, hilly areas are at risk from landslides and avalanches. Hilly areas. Apart from these natural hazards, there is a need to know other man-made hazards. What are the man-made hazards? Climate change is one of the things that is triggering the man-made hazards. So, building the houses near the foothills of hilly areas. Second thing, occupying the coastal area of the ocean, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean. See, oil spills, nuclear reactors failure. Of course, I don't want to go into other things. It's not our as a student. You should know these things only. Other things, let us not go into other details. What man is making on this earth. Okay, you know it. I don't want to elaborate. So these are a few of the things. It is therefore important that one must be aware how to cope with their effects. The India Meteorological Department issues weather warnings when hazardous weather is expected. India Meteorological Department is doing wonderful service. So now this is what is the introduction I would like to share with you. Now let's go to ways of India Meteorological Department contribution. In how many ways the India Meteorological Department contributes for multi-hazard early warning system. Now, see, disaster risk management. You see, that's what I told you. In the book, I have written by mentor principles and practices of agriculture disaster management. I mentioned this. What is it? Disaster risk management consists of three broad activities. Disaster management activities are three broadly. Number one, mitigation. We should try to mitigate. Then preparedness. If we are unable to mitigate, we should go for preparedness and early warning. So, okay, these are the three steps of disaster management. Number two, early warning consists of the third one, early warning. First one is mitigation. If we are unable to mitigate it, we have to go for preparedness and early warning. Now, early warning consists of three again: hazard forecast, communication, and dissemination. Hazard forecast, communication, and dissemination. Now, so let us go to what IMD does. The India Meteorological Department contributes to risk management in three ways. India Meteorological Department contributes in three ways. What are three ways? Early warning, support, risk and impact assessment. Risk and impact assessment, it will support. And finally, they work hard, very, very hard to improve forecast and analysis. So these are the things that the India Meteorology, if I am not confusing you, disaster preparedness, disaster risk management consists of three things. Mitigation, if mitigation is not possible, preparedness and early warning. Early warning consists of three stages, just hazard forecast, communication and dissemination. As far as India Meteorological Department is concerned, early warning, then support the risk and impact assessment, and finally work hard to improve the forecast and analysis. Now, so let us go to another important multi-hazard early warning to strengthen disaster preparedness. What for multi-hazard early warning system? What for multi-hazard early warning system? It is for strengthening the disaster preparedness. So we should prepare. There is a quote. What is the best way of preparing the disaster for managing the disasters? The work that you do when there are no disasters is the preparedness. That's it. This also I mentioned in my book, Principles and Practices of Agriculture Disaster Management, published in 2016. It is one of the books which is accepted globally also. Now, so I would like to share with you the multi-hazard early warning system, how it is helping the disaster preparedness. Now, impacts of losses of disasters can be substantially reduced. Impacts and losses of disasters. If we have multi-hazard early warning system, then the impacts, and losses of losses due to disasters can be substantially reduced. Okay, number one. Number two, IMD has been providing a variety of meteorological warning. India Meteorological Department is providing a variety of meteorological warnings through its general forecasting system presently in existence. General forecasting system, National Weather Forecasting Center, Regional Weather Forecasting Center, at the meteorological center level in the states, meteorological center level weather forecasting, even down to the level of districts. Yes, there is a forecasting mechanism. Through it, India Meteorological Department is doing wonderful service. The major weather hazard dealt within IMD. The major weather hazards. What are the major hazards that are dealt by India Meteorological Department? Number one, heavy rain or heavy snow. thunderstorms, squall or hail, heavy rain or snow, thunderstorms, squall or hail, even lightning, coastal risks, that means in the form of port warnings, dangerous sea fishermen warnings, heat waves, cold waves, fog, tropical cyclones. So these are the hazards that India Meteorological Report. Once again, for your academic interest, heavy rain and snow, thunderstorms, squall, hail, lightning. Sometimes a combination of these two. Okay, sometimes a thunderstorm may be associated with lightning. Again, these two are being being treated extensively by India Meteorological Department. Coastal risks, dangerous sea level, fishermen warnings, heat waves, cold waves, fog, thunderstorms, and everything. So, what is the criteria? As far as the criteria is concerned, the India Meteorological Department, while discussing in our lectures from 10, 11, 12, there we tried to understand what is the criteria: rainfall, rainy day, normal rain, heavy rain, very heavy rain, substantially heavy rain, like this, there is a criteria. So same criteria is followed for heavy rainfall, heavy snow, thunderstorms, lightning, squalls, a combination of these, and coastal risks, and fishermen warnings, that is the sea rise, heat waves, cold waves, fog, whatnot. For these things, the India Meteorological Department follows certain criteria, which we discussed extensively. Just for your academic interest, I just read one thing. What is the criteria for rainfall? For example, heavy rain 64.5 to 115.5 millimeters in 24 hours. Very heavy rain 115.6 to 204.4 millimeters in 1 hour. In 24 hours. Extremely heavy rain more than or equal to 204.5 millimeters in 24 hours, and exceptionally very high, minimum 12 centimeters. And in the previous month, how much over the 12 extremely heavy rain means in any station of meteorological station in a month, it should be more than 12 centimeters in 24 hours. Number 2 criteria is highest more than the highest in the past month. More than highest in the past month, and it should be minimum 12 centimeters. Then we call extremely heavy rain for that particular station. Now, so like heavy rain, the criteria for heat waves, cold waves, fog, and everything we have discussed. Okay, so that you try to recapitulate. Now, as far as cyclones are concerned, cyclone alert is given in yellow, orange, red. Cyclone alert is given in the green, of course, no cyclone. Okay, so cyclone alert yellow. When yellow is given, when when a cyclone, when a depression, when a low pressure system is 500 kilometers and above, we end with 45 kilometers per hour wind speed. 45 kilometers per hour wind speed, more than 500 kilometers distance, then we give yellow. When we give the orange, just it is issued 24 hours before. Okay, if serious in nature, okay, the distance from the coast is 300 to 500 kilometers, and the wind speeds are serious in nature. And post landfall outlook, red, we give it. Okay, that's what it is issued 12 hours before actual landfall, very serious in nature. And the disaster management authority and Ministry of Home, all these people involved in this one. So port warnings, PORT, port warnings also we give. DC1 and DW2 indicate no bad weather. LC3 and LW4 indicate an alert situation. D5, D6, D7 indicate an alarm situation. GD8, GD9, GD10 indicate an higher alarm situation. GD11 usually when there is no contact with reality. So as far as fishermen are concerned, they are given warnings in 2 ways. So number 1, the criteria for the fishermen is in the presence of low pressure systems. Okay, below the intensity of depression. Low pressure system is there. Okay, number 1. So 45 kilometers and above wind speed. Farmers, fishermen are advised not to venture into sea. Fishermen are are requested not to venture into the sea. Why? When more than 45 kilometers equivalent or more wind speed and there is a low pressure. Second criteria is a high wave, severe criteria. A wave height of more than or equal to 4 meters. We just go for warning to the fishermen not to venture into the see, the last one which I would like to discuss is color coding. Here level 1 green color, level 2 yellow, level 3 orange, level 4 red. Again, what is the multi-hazard color coding? Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Green, yellow, orange, red. When is green? Absolutely no particular hazard, no particular hazard. When yellow is given, of course, there is an unusual phenomenon, which has some potential danger, We give the yellow, orange we give unusual phenomena. Potential danger, unusual phenomena. Yellow, not unusual. Orange, unusual phenomena which is potentially dangerous. Of course, red is given practically dangerous and intense meteorological phenomena. So, these are the level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Green, yellow, orange, red based on the danger. So, this is what the color code is followed. Thanking you for your patient hearing.